Lebanese Ether, Freestyle Drive. What's going on, everybody? I got something real special for y'all today. I'm doing something different. You know, I usually got the guest in the car and all that, but I'm finally adapting to the Zoom, modern technology. I got a dope-ass artist with me today, a Lebanese legend right here, producer, beat maker, hip-hop artist. So much things you can say about this brother right here. Got my man Hamorabi. What's going on, my brother?
My bro, man, first of all, I want to thank you for this introduction. I never been introduced that way, man. That shit is like, wow, amazing.
It's all facts, my brother. It's all facts, my man. You've been holding down the scene in Lebanon and the whole West Asia, North Africa for a minute now, bro. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. Time flies like a fucking airplane, man. Can I curse? Can I curse?
You can say whatever you want, my brother. No censorship here.
Okay, nope. That's dope. So yeah, bro. As you said, we've been doing this for a minute. Time flies, and we still learning every single day. That's what I always keep saying to people, man. Yesterday, 2 days ago, I was doing a song. You know what I'm saying? I'm a spitter, but like there was like a small intricate detail in my verse, and I was like restudying something as if it was my first day. You know what I'm saying? See, that's the funny thing about. So we still maintaining that freshness. You know what I'm saying? That student freshness, and not giving that up.
You still got that passion and the evolution. Yeah. You still, even though you've been in the game for for a while now, it's been hip hop, rhymes, dope ass beats. You're still a student as well. We continue to be a student.
For sure. And the funny part, sometimes I learn, by listening to old songs. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm studying, with new songs, which is logic. You know what I'm saying? Something new. Study even like an old ass craft. I bump it and I'm like, oh shit. That makes me learn something, from a different angle, you know what I'm saying? Because, when you grow up, you see things differently.
So, I mean, I want to get back to origins of Hamorabi, the beginnings of you know what I'm saying? Let's say even before you were a hip hop artist, were you born in Lebanon? Were you born in France? Where were you born? United States? Where were you born, Hamorabi? You're a mysterious figure.
Yeah, for sure. Listen, man, I'm born in France. I spent my childhood right here from 0 to 7 years old. Then I traveled back, because in the 97, 98, things, just like it started to calm down a little bit, in the middle, especially in Lebanon. And so my pops, he decided to go back to the country, and that was his decision. So we got back to Lebanon, and I grew up in Lebanon. I lost my father the year we arrived back to France, if they're Lebanon. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that, my brother.
That's the story itself. Not why am I mentioning this detail? It's not for the, I'm not for the sake of mentioning it, but because that was the crossing detail that made like a big part of what is Hamorabi today. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's psychologically, I'm saying, whether it's like the aspirations I'm going through and everything. So yeah, man, and that's how it all started. And I stayed in Lebanon till I was like 21 years old, and then I went to France. I came here illegally. You know what I'm saying? On some gangster.
Even though you were born there, you still have to go back illegally?
I'm not a French citizen. That's what a lot of people don't know about. A lot of people think that I'm French, even though I speak French fluently. It's basically my mother language, the same as Arabic, English, whatever. But I'm not a French citizen. I don't hold no ID, no card, nothing. So I came to France illegally. So I don't want to get into the details.
No, of course not.
And right after that, I did asylum seeking. I seeked asylum.
Okay.
First time they rejected me. The second time it worked. And right now I got a residency card, so I'm looking forward to get that citizenship. And meanwhile, by the time I was doing all that papers, I was, I kept making that music, and building connections and things, making a lot of moves right here in France. France is whether we admit it or not, but it's the second country after U.S. in the world. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to hip hop.
No doubt, man. I mean, you're very versatile. I know the reason I know you weren't born in the United States, but the reason I was saying that is because you spit in English, you spit in French, you spit in Arabic. Is there any other languages that you could rap in, my brother, that we don't know about?
Man, I was last year I wanted to improve, my Spanish, because I know a couple of words. I want to learn that language so bad, man. I love this language. And this year, if I got enough time in my schedule, I got to do that. I got to do that. Nice. And if I become super fluent in Spanish, who knows? I might spit a verse.
Hey man, and you know, as a business perspective, the more markets, the better. You know, why not tap into other markets? It's, you know, I know you a fan of hip hop, you're a real hip hop head, but at the same time, it is a business as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's like nothing's wrong with expanding, you know, into the French market, the Spanish market, the Arabic market, you know, all of that. You know, why not?
Yeah, but it's not that easy, bro. Let me tell you something. That's what we all. I mean, what you're saying is totally logic and theoretically, that's the first thing that comes to your mind. Oh, you speak many languages fluently and you rap them. You can rap with them, which makes you, you know, what I'm saying, like a expansion, a king. But now it doesn't work like that, bro. Because if you,
Okay.
I mean, listen, that thing is my quality and it's my curse at the same time. It's my bliss and my curse at the same time. And I'm gonna tell you why, because it got me scattered. It got me
Okay.
scattered as a
Understood.
motherfucker. Whether it's how to handle time, how to handle schedule, how to handle energy. You know what I'm saying? Make an English song, make a French song, Arabic song. I was scattered all over the place, all over the place. So right now I'm trying to remanage, maybe give more percentages to Arabic, you know what I'm saying? And from time to time spit in French, English. So it's a matter of a balance, you know what I'm saying, how to work with your time. Because beside rap, you know, I'm drowning in a lot of other projects, you know what I'm saying, like
Got
life
you, man.
projects, personals and shit. So
So you said you came back to Lebanon in 1997. Were you into hip hop before you arrived in Lebanon, or did you start getting into it, you know, once you got there?
after we got back when I was in Lebanon. But by the time I already knew what that sound looks like. But I wasn't, you know, when you were a kid, you don't build a specific preference like a musical identity. I mean, of course, you got people who's like fucking 50 years old and they eclectic. You know, they don't have a like a specific identity related to a specific music, but some of them do, like people like me. And I didn't get that identity, you know what I'm saying, when I was like 7, 8 years old, whatever. But when I was like 9 and 10, that's where I started, you know, digging these Dr. Dre 2001 record, that Doggy Style Snoop. There was a lot of hip hop videos on a channel. I don't know if that fucking channel exists. It's called Music Now. It
Hmm.
was on a satellite. You know, we call
Yeah,
it the
yeah,
satellite. You know, in Lebanon. You know, the
exactly.
dish, the
If,
dish. You
if
know, it was on the
if the
dish.
electricity didn't cut off, he was able to watch a couple music videos.
Right, right. Yo, man, yo, that's a whole different shit. Yo, we gotta speak about that so
Oh
the
man,
whole world can hear how the fuck we were struggling. You know what I'm saying? But
no
that's
doubt.
that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. So yeah, man. Music Now. I remember this. There was the MTV. There was a lot of channels, and I was like digging a lot of video clips. I was you know what I'm saying? I was seeing like a name. Yeah, I don't know. Like, let me give you an example. Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
Jay-Z. Okay, who's that dude, Jay-Z? Boom, I go to the discotheque. You know, we call it the discotheque. We got places in Lebanon where they sell you like fake non-original copies of albums, music, you know, with compilations and shit. These type of shops are all over the place. I don't know
Was
if
it
that's still.
cassettes? Was it cassettes he was
Yeah,
buying?
right, right. Cassette. Yeah, I bought a lot of cassettes, you know what I'm saying? CDs. So who's that, Jay-Z? Okay, I go to the discotheque. Do you got some music for the dude called Jay-Z? Okay, here you go. Boom. And that's how I was like learning. I'm seeing a lot of names. Boom. I was bumping their music, and I didn't know. I never met nobody. You know what I'm saying? As nobody, no person that listened to this type of music.
Mm.
Yo, I never knew that this music is called rap for like a couple of months, but I knew what it was. You know, I knew that somebody is rapping, you know what I'm
Mm.
saying, like spitting on it. You know what I mean? The beat is, you know what I'm saying, like violent, you know, whatever you want to call it. You know, I'm just using these childish terms back then, you know what I'm
No,
saying? I was
understood. Of course.
using
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So so yeah, and after that I started meeting people. I met some people that know people that rap in Arabic. And it's like, who the fuck is these dudes? Like people like VOC. We call them the VOC thugs in Lebanon back then. And they were famous for being skaters, doing rollerblades. Um, and they used to go to a place called the Virgin Mega Store, you know, which is a big ass building
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
downtown, sitting right there and getting into brawls with the metal heads, you know what I'm saying, with the rock music heads. That shit was crazy, you know what I'm saying? Rocking that fly ass triple XL pants, you know, with big ass baseball
Baggy
jerseys.
joints, the baggy
Back
joints.
then,
Yeah.
man, that shit
The
was like
baggy
wow.
or the skater ones? The baggy or like the white skater ones? Or which one was it?
They was rocking everything. They was
Yeah,
even
yeah.
rocking Vans shoes, you know what I'm saying, with big
Okay.
ass Vans. So yeah, and I started mingling with these people. My mom, she hit me many times for hanging out with these people. You know, she thought they some weirdos.
Okay. Or like
Some people
troublemakers or something.
problem like not even weirdos. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
just by the outfit, just by the
got you.
outfit. I mean, you in Lebanon, you in the Arab Oriental tradition. I'm not, even though Lebanon is not that conservative, but still,
Yeah.
you know, seeing somebody in the street with fucking cornrows, tennis headbands, you know what I'm saying, big ass jerseys and big ass pants, you're gonna look crazy at them. You're
It
gonna
was
stare them
different. It
crazy.
was different. It wasn't used to it. Yeah.
Right. And I was a kid, you know what I'm saying? That was like 9, 10 years old, 11, 12, and that's how it all started, you know. And I was writing rhymes on somebody else's beat. I would listen, I don't know, to a fucking Eminem song playing with the vocals and everything.
Got you.
And
Got you.
I was like humming, you know what I'm saying? I was like humming, writing whatever. I don't know how to fucking design the flow, you know, how the shit is gonna end. I wasn't symmetrical, I wasn't mathematical with it, you know what I'm saying? I was
You were
like,
starting off. You were starting off. Yeah.
I was speaking my flow off, you know what I'm saying? So
What were you
that's how it
talking about at
started.
the time? Were you going by Hamorabi at the time? Did you have a different
Nah,
rap
nah, nah,
name?
nah. I used to call myself Big Mo.
Big Mo. Yeah.
I wasn't that big. I was skinny as fuck, but yo, Big Mo, you know what I'm saying?
It don't matter.
Actually, because the funny thing, yo, man, you're gonna crack out about yo this info. I don't remember myself saying it in an interview, but this interview was so spontaneous, making me talk about a lot of things, man. It's so funny. Listen, man, I even wanted to call myself Lil Mo before, but
Mm.
I knew that there's an R&B female singer called Lil Mo. So I was like, no, man, that shit is not gonna work, you know, because I'm a little boy. My name is Muhammad, you know what I'm saying?
Got
Lil
you.
Mo.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like, damn. Then I said, you know what? Somebody suggested to me, one of my dudes, he said, like, no, we call yourself Big Mo. I was like, all right, man, let's take that Big Mo
No
option.
doubt. Exactly. Why not? Why not?
Right, right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So,
but yeah.
yeah.
Go ahead.
So you really started at a young age writing rhymes and all that. Do you remember your first rhyme or what you was
I
writing
don't remember.
about?
I don't remember. I don't remember. I used to remember, but I might remember like a few bars, but nah, man, not
Well,
at
you
all.
at that time was it in French, Arabic, English? What were you writing? What
It was
language?
in English. It was in
English.
English.
Okay.
Is it? Yeah. See, I mean, thank you for that question because that opens up like a whole topic that's supposed to be brought up. I wrote in English because first of all, I never. It's not like I was seeing it as being whack or whatever, but my imagination never got to a place where, oh, can we spit in Arabic? See what I'm saying? That's
Mm.
that's the thing. I mean,
The
me and my
vision, the
generation.
vision wasn't there yet.
I mean, I never imagined that. Yo, let me tell you something honestly, bro. Even though I was living in France, but you know, I was a kid when I came back to Lebanon, and I listened to hip hop, American hip hop in English.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in Lebanon, I even never imagined that that shit could be spat in French. Also,
Mm, mm.
when I was a kid, when I was like
Got
a
you.
young
Yeah, yeah.
kid, like 9, 10 years old, for me, it's American. Yeah, you cannot imagine somebody spitting in Pakistani or Slovenian or whatever. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? Like something is not right. So I was so I started writing in English, even though it was mediocre, but I don't care, man. I was like writing my ass off,
Mm-hmm.
and and right after that, I stumbled across a CD called Accesser. That's
Nice. Yes,
the
yes.
first the first signing commercial industrial
Exactly.
artist
I had
of
that
the whole
CD.
right of the whole Middle East region. I don't care nobody what nobody says. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? All of these people on fucking Facebook that, oh, I know a dude, he rapped in fucking 88. I don't care. The
Exactly.
first people that ever signed a record, make it official, CD that's put on the Virgin Megastore shelves, it was
Mm-hmm.
Access. I don't want to hear no
That was
debate. Even though
Access.
first rappers is Qita Beirut, you know, that's street information.
Got
That's
you.
the
Yeah,
street
yeah, yeah.
data. But when you're talking about registration, you know what I'm saying, and officialness, that's Access who made it. That's what was the first
No
record.
doubt, no doubt. I
Yeah.
always loved the name Accesser because when I was in Lebanon, I left Lebanon in '96. Accesser for those English speaking is like the opposite direction, the wrong direction when you're driving. But the funny thing is, I used to say, "Lebanon, ما في شيء اسمه Accesser." You know what I'm saying? Every street is a two-way street, is a three-way street. ما في شيء اسمه Accesser. فهمت علي كيف?
Yeah, no
So
doubt.
when I was driving in Tripoli one time, and I was like, I went down this narrow street, and this dude started coming the other way, and I'm like driving this way. He's like, why are you going this way? Oxa said. I was like, Mafi shit my Oxa said we look You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you know, folder in the driving. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
got to do.
And you know what, man? You know, I think that's one of the best nicknames of a group, solo, whatever artist that's been chosen in my entire hip hop
No doubt, no doubt.
discoveries.
It's a dope
For me,
name.
not only on the Arabic scale, I'm talking on a worldwide scale. You know, like I actually said, what a fucking dope name, and it could be interpreted in a lot of ways. Like,
So
first of
true.
all, you know, it's being on the opposite of the stream. You know, against the stream, anti-stream.
Exactly.
First of all, that's hip hop. You know what I'm saying? We're against the stream. You know, that's
No
a punk
doubt.
rock culture, urban
So
punk rock.
true. It's like
Hip
against
hop,
the mainstream. It kind of means anti-mainstream in a way.
right? Anti-everything, anti-code, anti-laws. You know what I'm saying? That's hip hop. And Axel said, for me, nothing could have described Lebanon in one word better than this term.
So true. That's what exactly what I was trying to get with you. It's a perfect name for Lebanon, for a hip hop group based in Lebanon, you know?
No doubt, no doubt. So
Yeah, man. So you got this CD, you got that CD.
So I got the CD of Axel, and I memorized the whole lyrics. I could have spit better than Reis Beck when he did it. No doubt. I memorized everything. I had it on a fucking cassette. On a
Reis
cassette.
Beck is dope too. He's dope.
Reis Beck is dope. He got his own style, man. Mad respect to Reis Beck. That's the OG. I'm so proud. I'm so proud that I did a song with Reis Beck in 2008 on one of my first albums called Folklore. You know, it's a mix of folklore and folklore.
Nice,
With
nice.
a lot of funk samples, soul samples, and we spat some funky ass shit. This dude is off the top. I love him.
So when did you adopt the name Hamorabi, and why did you adopt that name?
Oh wow, Hamorabi. I think that's you know, I had a lot of nicknames.
Okay.
Alter egos, if you want to call it. They call it alter egos, right? And I think Hamorabi was the last one. That in my whole career, Hamorabi is the youngest nickname.
Wow, the youngest nickname. Wow, but it's the one that kind of stuck the most, and the one that you're really well known by.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, in my whole career till now, the nickname that traveled with me the most during all these years was Ramses. Actually,
Ramses. Yeah.
With RAM6. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I remember.
And shout out to Ed Abbas for writing. I remember sometime we was on Facebook, like something around 2007, something like that. And he wrote me a message with Ramses with 6. I was like, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? So he re-edited, you know what I'm saying, the grammar. And I was like, man, I dig that. And I used
wasn't using the 6. You wasn't using the 6 in the beginning?
I was using anything like SISTESS, SES, whatever the fuck, man. I wasn't like Ramses, that's it. So he dropped the 6 because 6 in French is six. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
To Ramses, you know, and I kept it.
In Spanish too, seis, Ramses. Yeah. So I mean, you know, when I first got into you, it was like I loved your raps. I heard you first rapping in Arabic. You know what I'm saying? That's when I first got listening to you, and it's like this dude is spitting things that I don't hear anybody else talking about. You know, in the introduction I should have said historian, because you've been dropping history in your rhymes. You know what I'm saying? The history of the Levant, the history of Bilad Hashem, the history of Mesopotamia, of ancient Egypt, you know, Babylon. You talk about all this stuff in your raps, man, in Arabic, and you you drop a little mysticism, a little political stuff, a little politically incorrect stuff, a little, brutal bars, and you package it in this like song that could be taught in a classroom, like in a college.
Right.
In a college. No, that's serious, my brother. Where did you gain all this knowledge to rap like that?
Well, man, first of all, you know, in Lebanon, I mean, you know better, but we need to say this out loud for the people that's watching this interview and that don't know about. Lebanon is, you know, it's you got political parties, and each party got, you know, different ideologies. So, which is a curse and it's a bless at the same time, because you know the funny part about it is like you grow up in Lebanon from whatever area you from, you're gonna learn and get inspired by different ideologies. And I was introduced when I was 13, 14 years old, something like that. I was introduced to a political party called the Hizb al-Qawmi, which is the SSNP, the Syrian Social Nationalist Party, that's founded by the great Antoun Saadi. And right, and it was one of the only secular parties in Lebanon, because all the parties in Lebanon, I mean, the big majority is confessionalist. It's related to certain confession. You got parties for Shia, parties for Sunni, parties for Maronites, parties for Orthodox, whatever, you know, and that shit goes on and on. And the SSNP was one of the only party alongside the communists to be a secular party, no matter what ethnicity or religious confession you from, you could belong to that party. So I was like, wow, I was amazed by that. That was the first thing. So I started digging in. I was rolling out and hanging with a lot of people that's from the SSNP, try to learn from this ideology. Yo, man, that's the thing that emphasizes your belief about that everything is written and scripted. You know what I'm saying? Like I was fucking 14 years old. You know what I'm saying? I was still a child, a teenager. So how the fuck did I know that this thing is I was attracted without knowing why. You know, maybe the logo, I don't know what it was. You know, everything is written. You know, God wrote everything. So I was attracted by it. I started hanging out with a lot of people, even though most of my, because I come from a Shia background, most of my family, like my entire family, they scattered, Harakat Amal, Hezbollah, that's the background I come from, you know what I'm saying? So why did I go for the SSNP? You know what I'm saying? That's why I realized that sometimes you get attracted to things you don't know why, you know what I'm saying, in life.
I mean, I guess you could say, yeah. I mean, you could say part of it's hip hop too, is that you said that the SSNP was more the secular party, so it kind of was open to everybody. It wasn't like it embraced all types of people in Lebanon, Syria, Palestine, and the wider region. It was trying to say that we're one people, where we need one, strong, unified nation. Who isn't going to be attracted to that, especially when the alternative are sectarian parties. Even if we may respect some aspects of those parties, like the Muqawama and everything, you're still going to be, as a young man into hip hop, I could see why you would be more attracted to Al-Qawmiyin more, No,
for sure. So Al-Qawmiyin attracted me, and when I started digging into the ideology, I was like, wow, that's the same thing that I was subconsciously thinking about, and somebody made that for me, you know what I'm saying? And made that like 60, 70 years ago, before even my pops was born. So I was like, dang, man, it's all coherent. This is coherent with the thing that I was aspiring to and thinking about, which is a unified nation, first and foremost, talking about Bilad Hashem, which is the Fertile Crescent, Mesopotamia and Canaan, Lebanon, Syria, Palestine, Jordan, Iraq, Kuwait, and Cyprus. And then Antoun Saadi, he takes that even further with the demonstration and start talking about our ancestors, like 2,000, 3,000 years ago, and the whole genealogy, of that area and that geographical ground.
Pre-Islamic, pre-Arabian influences.
Right. Right. So that thing attracted me, and the funny part that this thing, I found it very compatible with the hip hop mindset, especially the American mindset. Let me tell you why. Because if you look at it close, hip hop came from that 5% nation, came from that Nation of Islam, that Nuwabians, Dr. York, all of these people. So for me, it was this, I was like, without realizing, subconsciously going into the same direction, but with my own way, by repping my culture. You know what I'm saying? I was using the same template, but with, with our version of it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
with our tapping into, you mentioned, it's interesting. You mentioned the 5% Nation, Malachi York, NOI, and then then you have the SSNP. It kind of taps into, our history, our ancestry in the land before the modern world, before colonization. So like we have a history on this land, whether it's North Africa, West Asia, that dates back thousands of years, that didn't just start with French colonization or British colonization, or even the Islamization of the region. You know what I'm saying? If we want to be realistic about it. I know some in Lebanon, like unfortunately, the right wing in Lebanon kind of hijacked the whole Phoenician and our pre-Arabic history, and it turned into it became a bad thing. Like, oh, that's a right-wing ideology. But they could be wrong on other things. But when it comes to that, that wasn't necessarily incorrect. You know what I'm saying? That
Right.
that our people lived in Lebanon, lived in Syria, lived in Palestine way before we spoke Arabic, way before
Of
we were
course.
Muslims, way before we were Christians. We lived on this land, and our ancestors tried to survive, or like other civilizations. Some people converted by choice, whatever it may be, and now our
Mhm.
mother tongue may be Arabic, but that those ideologies which influence hip hop big time, like you said, like the 5%, try to go back to that. Like, yo, we didn't start today.
Ancient
We didn't start
ancient
today.
Egypt, right?
Yeah,
Ancient
yeah.
Egypt.
Or the ancient Egypt, or in your case, Mesopotamia,
Right.
Babylon, Canaanite, the Phoenician, whatever it is. It's like, it's a historical lesson. That's why I said your raps can be really, discussed in the classroom. You know what I'm saying? But
No doubt.
so you gain all that knowledge, all that influence, and you package it in a song. What
Mhm.
you kind of like had this, you became like Hamorabi. That's that revolutionary, Syrian
Right.
nationalist dude.
Right. Exactly. The word Hammurabi came from that SSMP background. Hammurabi is the king of Babylonia. He's the king. He's the first one to ever put and establish the first codex in the history of the whole planet. And due to the fucking circumstances we was living at for like hundreds of years, idealistically, I was aiming, to be that dude that make a call out, a big, a first call out signal for all the people to wake up and to abide by a certain codex, whatever you want to call it, and establish discipline, law, civilization and power. So we needed Hammurabi, So when I say Hammurabi, I'm not representing myself, This project is dedicated to everybody.
How was
So
the
that's
how was the response to you rapping about these things? Was it controversial in the beginning? Did you face some resistance from people like, yo, why are you bringing this up? Especially we live in a nation, like you said, where there's a
yeah,
lot
of
of
course.
divisions and sensitivities. And
Man. I think my career is the worst nightmare that nobody would carry on his shoulder, man. I mean, but it
why do you
is what
say
it
that?
is.
Why do you say that? Give us.
Life is about choices, bro. I mean, sometimes when I got the emotions, taking control over me, because that shit happens, I might regret it, because I'm in a weakness position. But sometimes when I take a step back and look at it, I'm like, nah, man, that's the choice I made. That's bravery. That's courageous. And I'm still continuing doing my shit, no matter what, the backlash is going to be looking like, and no matter what the people, is going to say. I don't care. But yeah, the Hammurabi topics, these spiritualities, esoterics, anti political correct point of views, all of that, like it opened up the gates of hell on me, you know, from the people. Because let me say it like this, man, it's not a prejudice, it's not superiority, it is what it is. Our people, they ignorant for a lot of reasons. I'm gonna tell you why. When I say ignorant, a lot of people they misconfuse that word. I'm not saying they're ignorant as ignorant, because everybody is ignorant. All the people from all around the world, they ignorant. What I'm saying is that our people, listen, man, I accuse the Ottoman Turkish Empire to be the number one guilty uh, uh, institution that fucked up our people and brought us to that to the understanding that we got today. That's my first accuser. The Turkish Ottoman Empire, even though we got a lot of Arabs today that praises the past that we had with the Ottoman. I don't know why. Maybe because it's Islamic, but I don't care. Because listen, man, in the medievals, if we go back to the medieval era, we were the source of light and knowledge, astrology, astronomy, architecture, chemistry, alchemy, every single thing. We were here, and the white man was right there. You know what I'm saying?
Europe was in the dark ages at the
Yeah,
time.
right. I'm not starting no racial beef, but
Of
that's the
course.
truth.
We're
That's the
talking
truth.
historical reality. When West
Right.
Asia and North Africa was spreading knowledge around the world, the Europeans were like, "What the hell is this?" They had no idea.
Living in caves. Yeah. The European kings were shitting, what I'm saying, in front of everybody in the living room. So that's a fact. And when the Ottoman invasion came from West China, the we call it the Turkestan mountains. not Turkestan mountains, because most of them is Mongolians, you know what I'm saying? They come from Central Asia. They came with that Genghis Khan, you know, and all of this, you know what I'm saying? That phase of time. They came to our region, they invaded everybody, they fucked up everything in that medieval time. And we were enslaved by the Ottoman Empire for 500 years. And after that, the French and the British took the control of it because they won the First World War. And
they defeated the Ottomans and took over the land that the Ottomans controlled.
Yeah, they took the control, you know what I'm saying? It got transferred. So if we stop the history at the medieval era where we were already illuminated, you know what I'm saying, and like flying in the skies, something cut off from that era till that second where I'm talking to you. So that's why, man, a lot of people, they were demolished and they found resort into religion as a form of security. You know what I'm saying? A security of identity, security of psychological identity, survival, which I respect the most. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, you know, a secular person like me might get at religion sometimes, but religion, but the same reason I'm getting at religion is the same reason that made people survive till that day, because they got a certain hope that made them attached to that land, attached to themselves, and to what they call self-consciousness. You know what I'm saying? According to their own definition of what the term is. But right now, we are already aware of that whole circuit, so it's time to cut it, you know what I'm saying, and to do a renovation, sort of a renovation. You know what I'm saying? We didn't renovate ourselves scientifically, philosophically, ideologically ever since. So people like me, you know what I'm saying, that throughout music that's trying to wake up the mass, got to be taken into consideration, but they being backlashed. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing happened for Zaim, you know, for the leader, Antoun Saadi.
He was assassinated.
He was assassinated. He was accused of heresy and a lot of bunch of things.
But that shows you how dangerous, that shows you how powerful and dangerous and influential his ideology was in Lebanon and in Syria and the area, that they had to kill him because they were scared about what he was teaching the masses. You know, they were scared that his words were true. Why kill him if he's not a threat? You know, so you know, his spreading this ideology that we're not simple small nations, you know, petty Lebanese nationalism, for example, you know, cutting up into, you know, nations that the Sykes-Picot did, or even we're not just Muslims or Christian, we're one people, you know what I'm saying? Even, you know, whether you're Maronite or you're Sunni or Shia, you all come from the same ancestry at one point, you know? And DNA nowadays is proving that, you know, with 23andMe and all these DNA testing, you know? It's showing, you know? Because you have some on the right who try to be like, no, we're the real descendants of the Phoenicians, but the Muslims are not. But that's proven that that's not true.
Yeah, that's absurd. Yeah, that's washed out. Yeah. Listen, man, these people, I mean, fortunately, these people nowadays, by the time we speaking, these people are extincting, you know what I'm saying? Most of them, they old man, you know what I'm saying? But the youngest generation, they kind of aware of a lot of stuff we talking about, and they are aware that the genetical similarity is stronger than the religious or confessionalist difference, you know, in distinction.
I hope that's the case. I'm being hopeful that the new generation in Lebanon is looking beyond the sectarian prism, you know. But you know, I don't want to box you in as just the ideological rapper or just the historical rapper or you know, who talks about mysticism and things like that, because you drop hits after hits talk about different things too, man. You know, you know, you do a song.
And it's all ideological. That's what the people
fair.
Let me tell you something. Even when I talk about sex and women, you know, bringing a lot of bitches in my video clips. That's ideological. That's not for the fun, because I'm on a mission where I want to wake up people sexually in the Arab world. That's the same thing as waking them up philosophically. You know what I'm saying? Because we got different criteria in order to wake up. You know what I'm saying? You got your spiritual life, you got the esoteric, you got the political, you got the sexual, you got the social. You know what I'm saying? So everything goes back to me being like, you know what I'm saying, on a mission. You know what I'm saying? Even when I'm having fun, that's a mission. You know, having fun is a mission itself. I think that's the most difficult mission to transmit, even in the US hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day in the Black Party, what do we want to call it? The Black Party's ideology. For me, that was consciousness. You know what I'm saying? Like to let the people take them off the streets and violence
Like
and
the
put
street
it
parties in the Bronx, you mean? Like the
right,
Bronx street party? Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right, and put them in a party context. I think that was really hard. That's consciousness itself. You don't have to be that Professor Griff, Chuck D type of rap. With all due
All the
respect,
time,
man.
all the
You
time.
know,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
In order to be conscious, you know, what is if I'm talking about slinging drugs and hustling in order to survive, that's consciousness. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, for me, consciousness is a matter of intention. You know, if your
Okay,
intention is
understood.
pure
Good
and
point.
you're keeping it real, you're keeping it honest. That's hip hop. You know, it's
And
about keeping it real.
you're challenging norms, you know. So it may not be political like you're saying, but you doing a sex themed song, for example, or having chicks in the video dancing, it's challenging those religious repressive norms that want to act like we don't fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like want to act like, we can't talk about these things because I have or something like that, But that's why I respect you as an artist, because you're willing to take those risks. I know maybe you feel that maybe that has hurt your career in some aspects, but that's why so many people do respect you as well. It's like, yo, this dude isn't afraid to speak his mind on anything. You're not gonna hold your tongue because you don't want to offend the religious institutions or this
Right.
political party or whatever it may be, society in general. So I do see you make different songs that are that like you said, they're challenging, may not be the same as the old Hamorabi we're used to, but it's more like hizzy hizzy. In a sense, that is a political song, because you know what? It's like, yo, we're gonna challenge the repressive ways, just like with belly dancing, for example. It's like belly dancing, there's no, it's like all the belly dancers are from like other countries. There's only a few Arab belly dancers left, but because of the strict society and looking down on it, for example, we've lost that, our culture. We've lost that, and now it's all mostly Eastern European who do it, Russian, whatever, and God bless them. They love the dance. It's all good. I'm not against anybody participating in the culture, but our society is losing that and is being taken over by others because we're too scared to represent ourselves sexually, for example.
For sure, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. I mean, yeah, man, you just said it all. You said it all. It is what it
No,
is.
you led the way, man. You led the way. So, I mean, I know. I also want to talk about, if we could talk about some of the beef. I know you've had some hip hop beef recently. There's no hip hop without some battles, right? There's always, that's like, it's always been part of hip hop. It's always going to be part of hip hop. But I know,
I call, whether we like it or not, man, beside the fact that hip hop is a blessed from the sky and it's positive and everything, and it's for me, it's a new religion. It's a new era religion. That's my own terminology. But besides all of that, hip hop is going to remain at a certain point a narcissistic, macho, competitor culture. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta walk accordingly. Ain't no shit you can do about that. I mean, that was the first reason that attracted us to that culture when we was kids,
The aggression,
with our explosive hormones. Right, 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 right.
The testosterone and the aggression and the battle.
No doubt.
Especially coming from our region, Lebanon, Palestine, Syria, where there's lots of struggles and problems and war and occupation. It's like an outlet to get that aggression out.
It is an outlet, and let me tell you something, man. A lot of people, especially from the old generations, a lot of them right now in 2021, they not going to be doing interviews, so they're not going, so because they are the one that's are anointed to talk about these issues historically, because the younger generations, they wasn't alive back then. But I'm the first one to say, because they're not going to say it. Listen, man, whether we like it or not, the only gangster rap real culture was in Lebanon. It wasn't in other Arab countries, man. Because that shit don't exist out of Lebanon. It doesn't exist nowhere but in Lebanon. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I know you represent Lebanon and the Bilad Hashem strong, but I know you've been to Egypt. You've performed in Egypt. You've done songs and videos in Egypt. You got a lot of love. You got a lot of love in Egypt. But I know you've had some battles with some Egyptian MCs as well recently.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, how did that start? Can we talk a little bit about how it started? Were you guys friends initially, or was it just straight up, battle rap for the sake of battling?
I mean, it was both. It depends on the person that was beefing. You got this famous, legendary classic beef that was between me and Abusive 6 years ago, 6 years ago. Yeah. We never knew ourselves personally. Okay. We never met. But this dude is famous for for igniting beefs out of nowhere with people. Because they got something very funny in Egypt, and it took me a lot of time to discover that after, mingling with them, you know what I'm saying, going there, physically, for
And
the
we got to
first
say
time.
that, I mean, Lebanon and Egypt have such a strong connection historically too. You know what I'm saying? Whether
Right.
from the Phoenician days, trading and with the ancient Egyptians, or today with the music, the biggest stars are from Lebanon and Muslim. They've influenced us, we've influenced them. We got, we love each other. But it's competitive too.
It is competitive as a motherfucker. And let me tell you something. So they got this mentality in Egypt. I'm not judging. I'm not saying it's bad or whatever. Like, they happy with it. And the Egyptian rap mindset, even if another person is good with you, never attacked you on a personal level or explicitly, you still got to find a way to diss him. For them, doing a diss track is not personal. It's like, let's battle. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where that shit comes from.
Do you think they targeted? I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you.
Yeah, and that's where it made like a big ass intersection and conflictuation, whatever you want to call it, with the Hamorabi mindset where I come from, Lebanon. It's like, when you want a diss track, it gotta be personal. We gotta get down, man. You know what I'm saying?
We gotta get nasty. You gotta get nasty.
We gotta get down. So I never understood that, you can diss somebody without having a personal issue with them. I never got, and still till that day, I don't get it. But right now I understand it, because I had to learn how the Egyptian think. And
do you think part of it is promotion? It's like, yo, this dude, he has a name. He has a name.
No doubt.
He's holding down the scene in West Asia. He's known as the Arabic hip hop MC. He talks about all types of dope concepts. We got to target him. He's like,
absolutely. Yo, man, let me tell you something. Whether it's Egypt or Saudi Arabia or like a bunch of other small countries in the Arab world, most of the MCs that come from these regions made a big career according to that.
Because beef sells. Beef sells.
Yeah,
beef
right.
Gets views. I mean, it's just.
I never knew that. My mentality is that old school Lebanese gangster type of shit. I used to hang out with old men when I was in Lebanon. For real, man. I was like fucking 15 years old, hanging out with 31, 40 years old. I had this, that Civil War mentality. So I was like, I got this, this gangster righteousness, this manhood. Ain't no way ain't no way I'm gonna fucking build a career off of this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? That shit is lousy. But then when I had to, because when it comes to the marketing and the business, we always learn every single day. So I had to learn that sometimes that thing could be like a flame added, you know what I'm saying? Like a flamboyant flame added to your spice that's added to your career.
Definitely.
And I agree with that. Yeah. And it's good. But still, I would never be this dude who will start a beef. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, and my hip hop old school definition, starting a beef is showing, for people like me, you could fool everybody, but me, you cannot fool me. When you start a beef, it means that you're in the weakness position, he's in the strength position. So you're trying to suck off the energy, drain off the energy from him that got took from you. That's the way I see it. A lot of people, they don't see it like that. They see it as cavalry. I don't. That's why I was always in a respond position. I was in a rebuttal position. That's the position I was at. I was smacking the asses up, everybody.
Your rebuttals were brutal. Your rebuttals were brutal, though.
Right.
I mean, I'm talking about recently. It's like, I know, like you said, beef. People do it to initiate. That's how 50 Cent, people will argue, became huge. Starting it with How to Rob, and then later on beefing with every East Coast rapper at one point. Or Eminem, for example. A lot of people have used it for their own benefit. But it's like, I'm talking about your most recent beef. I'm not sure if it's the most recent, but one with MC Hook, where you dropped the video El Maqtal, right? Is that the name of the song? And like, to me, that's like the ether of the Arabic battle rap. You know what I'm saying? People gotta check that video out. It's like, it's brutal rhymes. You don't give a shit who you're offending.
I won. When it comes to the craft, I won. But when it comes to the crowd, I lost. Why? Because Egypt is 100 million inhabitants.
Without a doubt, without a doubt. He got more views in his response, and it was,
Right.
it was dope, it was good and everything. I'm just talking as a hip hop
Right.
fan.
But still, this motherfucker played on a sensitive rope. He fucking agitated that sensitive rope, which is calling me out as a blasphemer, anti-religious, and
that could be dangerous. That could be dangerous
right,
where we're from. Yeah.
right, and over sexualizing content. You know what I'm saying? Calling out my shit.
Yeah, yeah.
So he knew how to recuperate and gather the mass that already formatted, you know what I'm saying, and programmed to be against these type of, you know what I'm saying,
Exactly.
criteria. You know
Against
what
these
I'm
false
saying?
accusations, like we see this all the time. Like,
Right.
we see this happening. Like in you'll say this person burnt the Quran, and they spread the video on WhatsApp, and then all of a sudden,
which is totally easy. Which is totally easy to do. Like even a
cheap
fucking
shot. It's a cheap shot.
Even though MC Hook got skills, you know what I'm saying, but still, beside the skills, the content that he was relying on in order to call me out and recruit the whole mass against me, that shit was easy. Even a 15 years old can do it. You know what I'm saying? It's so easy. Listen, man, I'm an easy target. I'm anti-religious when it comes to the institution. I'm pro-sexuality in Arab world. I'm pro a lot of things that contradicts their criteria. So you can recruit them easily and form a big ass virtual cyber army against me. You know what I'm saying? Social media, whatever. And most of them, they don't even know about hip hop. You know what I'm saying? These fucking 15, 16 years old ass kids. But anyways, man, after that, he dropped the Medad, in the midst of Corona. And after that, I replied with Al Medfan,
yes.
And Al Medfan was a 9 minutes cinematic video. And that shit
That
was
that kind of led to problems with Instagram and all that, right? Like your page got taken down temporarily or something because of it.
You listen, everything got taken down. Even the Hamorabi Brown Facebook page, because I got 2 pages on Facebook. I got the Hamorabi Brown. It's Marcus deceased. R.I.P. Hamorabi. Yeah, they fucking hacked me. They hacked my Hamorabi the King on Instagram. They hacked Hamorabi the One.
Really?
They hacked
They're able
Twitter.
to.
Yeah,
Facebook can't take those down.
Yeah, they took everything down, man. Okay. They took down Al Medfan. The response, I got the hook that I released on the 31st of July.
What's the reason though? What's the reason? It was just people reporting it? Like that's corny. Like why?
It was a sucker punch. It was a pussy ass sucker punch hit. Cause this motherfucker reported me for copyrights because on Al Medfan video, I used like a tiny half a second of his video while I was dissing him because I was saying something in a bar that refers to that visuals he got in his diss. So I used a half a sec. So he reported me for copyright. It's easy, but that's a sucker punch. It's like you want to get in a brawl with somebody, and before the first hands is thrown, you take off your pants and show him your dick so the other dude flee. You see what type? That's what happened. It's easy to, why the fuck did you do that? Like, why do you do that? So you're proving to yourself that you won by doing this? Nah, you lost. You even lost more. You know what I'm saying? By doing this. You know what I'm saying? The casualties is even bigger. The loss is even higher when you do this type of thing. And even his crowd realized that. You know what I'm saying? He's been stripped off his crowd after that move. A lot of them won't say it, but I see the internet, you know what I'm saying? Because they want to keep that Egyptian pride. You got to know that 70, 80% of the people that were supporting Hook, they wasn't supporting him because he's better than me. They were supporting him because he's from their
I hear what you're saying. That's why I said it. That's why I said it's your response, even the first one, al-Maqtal, is like the ether, because, everybody, when we talk about real hip hop heads, people say, I got my name Lebanese Ether from that diss track. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so it's like, everybody, most people will agree Ether was a better diss track, but some people will say, but Jay-Z, he had the bigger push, he had the bigger name, had the commercial success, the radio, whatever. So, his takeover won, for example, they would say, even though most people think Ether was the brutal diss, Ether was, was vicious, and that was like the #1 diss track. That's how I kind of feel with you, is that even though he may have gotten more views because, Egypt is a larger country compared to Lebanon, for example.
He wasn't famous before. He wasn't famous. I was the only one that was pushing him. I was the only one that was challenging everybody, because for me, he was the promising next generation MC, that was like fucking the ground up, you know what I'm saying? And he was like he listens to that real hip hop, so you know where his craft comes from. So he knows how to do it. And I was the only one that put the money on Hook. You know, y'all gotta support this guy. This guy is the truth. This guy is the next generation promising MC that's coming out of the region and Egypt specifically. Y'all gotta fuck with this dude. Nobody ever cared about him. And listen, man, if this and me made a name for him, I'm fucking happy. I'm fucking happy because all I care about is hip hop. Because listen, man, you got to look at it like long-term vision. 5 years from now, 2025, 2026, like 5 years from now, what we talking? Whether we like it or not, that shit is going to fade out. You know, I don't think that this dude is going to diss me till 2025. I'm not going to do it neither. But history is going to remain history. And if that thing is the turner stone for him that made him a name, you know what I'm saying? Let the people, put the spotlight on him. I just wanted the spotlight to be on Hook because that spotlight never worked, you know what I'm saying, for some reason. Maybe because he was doing that 90s type of music and nobody was fucking on it. By the time trap was already rising, I don't know. Because we all victim when it comes to that. You know, I never got the credits I deserve neither. But so I look at it as hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Personally, on a personal level, I don't know that dude anymore. I'm not going to reconcile with him. You know, there's no reconciliation.
This is what I want to keep it hip hop. You know, as long as it's not real beef and it stays on wax or videos and it's just
no. But it went beyond beef.
I hear what you're saying.
It almost got to the streets where I was like a finger close to fucking demolishing him physically. You know what I'm saying? By distance, without being in Egypt. You know, and I'm not supposed to say that on an interview. Anyways, I'm not going into details, but my imagination got to the dirtiest, nastiest corners where I wanted to do anything to traumatize this dude, not on a rap level, on a human level.
And that's why you released Al Medfan after. Like that was kind of like, you're like, burying him or whatever. And I mean, I mean,
actually, it's the continuity of Maqtal, which is the murder. The Medfan is the burial. You know what I'm saying? But anyway,
it was a dope hip hop battle. I encourage people to go watch both videos and judge for themselves. But it's like, I just want it to be peaceful. That's all I'm saying. We want to.
That's what I'm asking for. I had a couple of calls with Hook after Al Maqtal, after the round one. Of course, I wasn't sucking on his toe and you know what I'm saying, like telling him, please don't do it. I ain't scared of anybody. But I got a mature vision of beefs, like you said, because we come from the same background, you and me. And I was like, listen, man, you put your craft on, I have put mine. It's not about a round 2, round 3. We could take it to a fucking 100 rounds. And Hamorabi is going to remain Hamorabi and Hook is going to remain Hook. There's no round that's going to make a difference of who's going to win, who's going to lose. And plus, you can realize how much that shit is psychologically damaging. You know what I'm saying? It's too much pressure, bro. My mom was insulted every single day on the social media. My sister, these people don't respect anything. It was beyond Hook, even though Hook already precised, and I don't have a doubt on it, that he's against that. He did statuses calling out people to not use slurs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But still, he's responsible for igniting that whole shit that brought this outcome.
Once you put it out there, you can't control.
I was listen, man. You did what you did. I did what I did. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got your nose broken. You got my lip broken. Whatever. It's okay. We could take it to 1,000 rounds, or we can stop right here. You know what I'm saying? And act like grown ass man. And I don't want to reconcile with you. I don't want you to be my friend. But I'm just asking you. It's like a military treaty. You know what I'm saying? It's like a military treaty. But I think that's me. I wasn't present with him physically in Egypt to know what was going on. But I think, my speculations is that I think he wanted to calm this down, but he had a lot of pressure from his crew. Because it's not dependent on his word, but his collective word, which is the guerrilla clan. You know what I'm saying? And by the time the beef started, I was automatically beefing with the whole guerrilla clan. You know what I'm saying?
And it looks like he benefited more from the beef. So maybe why not continue it?
Of
You
course.
benefited more. It's like, why not?
And I don't blame him. And I don't blame him.
I understand what you're saying.
Why? Because I'm a hustler, I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm a mature man, and I'm a gangster. So I don't blame him for doing that.
But what you said,
it's like Hood got to the fucking spotlight in a finger snap, you know what I'm saying, on a day and night shift. So what's going to stop him from emphasizing that flame? And I don't blame him. But still, I'm ready for right here. If you want to take shots at me, I'm gonna take bazookas at you. You know what I'm saying?
But the part that I didn't like is when you mentioned like, oh, they accuse you of blasphemy. You know, part of it, that's how Lebanese speak. You know, we you know, sometimes nukfur, you know, it doesn't mean we really necessarily mean it. It's just sometimes it's the way we speak sometimes when we're angry or we're dissing or whatever. And part of it is you're just being metaphorically, you know? So like you may say something insulting in your rhymes, but it's just a metaphor. You're just showing that I'm so mad. I'm so, you know, I'm so, you know, I'm so serious that F this, F that. It's not to be taken literal. It's just, it's hip hop, it's rhymes, you know? So for people to say, well, you're being blasphemous because you said something about God or something about, you know, girls or something, it's like that to me becomes corny because, you know, this is hip hop and poetry, and you shouldn't take somebody's words using metaphorically and be like, oh, that's offensive all of a sudden, you know?
No doubt.
Nothing should be off the limits, I'm saying. Nothing is, it's a beef, it's a rap battle. Nothing should be, you know, off limits. But why can't it be channeled? Like I know, like, you know, like Chino, shout out to Chino. We got a new album, Mamluk. He started the whole arena in Lebanon. He brought Disaster out there, did a bunch of hip hop battles that were dope. He elevated the Lebanese hip hop scene and the hip hop scene in, you know, West Asia, North Africa in general. Why can't we see Hamorabi in the arena battling MC Hook, for example, or somebody else? Or
I called him out. I called this dude out. I called everybody. I called Bukelsoum. I called every fucking body. We're not gonna take it to the streets, maybe. We're gonna take it to the fucking podium. You know what I'm saying? On stage. Live bars, like the old school. You know, you show me what you got, I'm gonna show you what I got, then we take it from there.
That seems like a better way to channel both of y'all hip hop energy and you know, lyrics and you know, music into something that people will enjoy and watch and respect, and people could judge for themselves, you know, who won the battle, for example, you know, instead of from a distance and videos. And then, you know, when it's not face to face, sometimes things will be said that may, you know, I don't know, it's a little different when it's more distance than when you're face to face and, you know, you gotta like look each other in the eye and spit bars, you know?
For sure.
You gotta bring your A game. You gotta bring your A game. But I mean, I know you're working on new music as well. We're gonna hear a new Hamorabi album in 2021, inshallah. Is that the case?
No doubt. The name of I'm gonna give you the name of the album. The name of the album is Baba.
Baba.
Yeah. The name is Baba, which is daddy in English. Nah, not daddy is kind of corny. Father. You know?
Let's submit to Baba. Let's Baba. Because you're the father of this rap shit? What?
I'm the father of this rap shit, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Like excessive narcissism, I don't care, man.
It's the ego. That's part of hip hop, man. The ego. You know what I'm saying? So when do we have a date that you have an idea when you're dropping this? You currently working on it?
As soon as possible. I think I gotta drop this before the summer. I'm working like my ass off, like doing whatever.
You got tracks done already? You got tracks done already?
Yeah. I got 3 tracks that's already bodied. Right now I'm just handling the featurings, because if it wasn't for, actually, if there wasn't no featurings, it would have been easier. I could have bodied a whole album in 1 month. But there's a featuring, so we gotta wait on the artist to get his shit together.
Of course, yeah.
To get you that shit done, you know what I'm saying? Technical rearrangement, you know, production, you know, that shit is like takes a lot of time.
What about music videos? Are you planning on releasing a music video teaser before the album?
Big ass music videos, and I'm aiming on I'm looking forward to step up my game when it comes to the visuals. Even though I was one of the first in the Arab hip hop to really like put the visuals right here when nobody was taking care of visuals. But still, I want to get to a fucking Dr. Dre ass video, man. Like, I want to do this. Like, even if it's gonna cost me a lot of money, I don't fucking care. Even if I gotta do my whole investment in 2 videos, but these 2 videos gonna be like, wow. Instead of making 5 good videos, Now I'm gonna take the 2 videos option, you know what I'm saying? Even if it's
Nice.
like expensive investment, I don't care.
But we spoke more about your MCing and your rap, but you're a dope ass producer as well, man. I know you've produced for lots of artists in the United States, in
Yeah.
France, you know, and I'm sure all around the world. And I love your sound when you mix Arabic music, whether it's traditional Arabic music with boom bap, and you mix it up. And I know you experiment with a lot of beats in general, and it's
Right,
like,
right.
what can we expect in this album? Are we going to have the Arab samples? Are we going to have more electronic type of sounds? Like how, can you give us a little preview on what to expect?
Um, in this album, we gonna have a clusterfuck, pretty much everything. Yeah. I think we're gonna have like something between 12 or 14 joints. Uh, okay, let's say we got 12. I'm gonna do like a style per 3 joints. You know what I'm saying? Which makes it like 4 different styles. Each style 3 joints.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be like boom bap, some 90s shit. It's gonna be a lot of 2000 sound, a lot, because I want to bring that back. Nobody's taking care of these type of beats. I think that I don't know if there's an English expression for that, but there's a French one for it, which is something aged bad. You say talk about something like, oh, this song has aged in a bad way.
Yeah, we have that too. Yeah, yeah.
So I think that the 2000s era, which chronologically, historically is not that far away, but
Mm-hmm.
it aged very bad. Not for me, but I'm talking about the mass. It has aged very bad. Some people might be surprised of hearing a Chingy song more than hearing a Das Effect song of 94.
Very
Believe
true.
it or
Good. Very
be-
true.
believe, I don't know why. Like you might listen to a Neptune song, it's gonna be like people's gonna be surprised, weird, that to listen to that more than listening to a fucking Illmatic's joint.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, Illmatic is a bad example because Illmatic is gonna be timeless.
Understood,
But
of course, yeah. But
but
I know what you're saying. That
you know what I'm
90s
saying?
sound, people can still listen to it and appreciate it today, whereas the early 2000 sound, less so, because that was like that bubblegum rap
And, and,
era.
and, and, and I think that the 2000s producers are responsible for that mistake because I don't know if it's a mistake, but listen, man, trap music has its own identity with the sounds, the kits, the construction, the template, everything.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
whether we like it or not, we might see it as skinny jeans music. Fuck that shit. I don't care. That's our opinion. But objectively, this thing gotta. I mean, you listen to it, it's trap. You listen to the 90s, oh, it's dusty ass break beats, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? With that fucking you know what I'm saying, punch you in the face flow. These phases got their own identity, but what's the identity of 2000? There, there's no name for the 2000s music. There's no name
It
for it.
was kind of a transition period where people were like
Right,
trying to figure it out.
right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Maybe there's the name for the Southerns one, which is the crunk, the dirty South.
Hmm.
And I will, and in this album, I'm gonna make a lot of dirty South beats, like straight up
So,
2006,
so
2007 type of joints, like crunk type of beats, Lil
I know you
Scrappy
like the
type.
trap sound as well. We're gonna hear Arab trap. Or is that
A little bit, a little bit.
okay,
I love
okay.
trap when Hamorabi does it.
Mm.
I'm not. I don't want to sound like I'm not bragging or anything, man. But maybe because deep inside, that's not my favorite music. And back then, I used to hate it. Like 4 or 5 years ago,
Hmm.
I used to dislike that music. So that's why I might feel comfortable and secure when I make it, not when I listen to Amigos or whatever. With all due respect for all the given names,
Hmm.
but when I make the trap, I like it. When I listen to a Young Thug, I don't like it. I don't know why. That's me. And I come from an era where you want to sing, you gotta step your A game. You know what I'm saying? Like I was a teenager bumping these fucking T-Pains and Ron Isley. Not Ron Isley. I'm sorry, man. Shit, the fuck I'm talking about. These fucking what's the name? These Omarians and all of these R&B
Yeah,
dudes. You know what
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Yeah, so these dude, I mean, they might have released commercial tunes, you know what I'm saying,
Hmm.
when it comes to the mainstream, but the technicality was on point, you know what I'm saying? So T-Pain was on point. Maybe he had a lot of commercial hits, and a lot of people want to keep it underground,
Hmm.
See this endless debate, whatever. I don't
Yes,
want to get
yes.
into that. But this dude was a genius and he was dope. So if you want to do it auto tune, you got to make sure you do it well, know how to sing. You don't have to go to conservatoire or whatever, you know, and learn how to sing academically, but you at least got to hit that note. You got to make that melody sounds on point and be genius with it. So I think that these dudes, like, they just put the auto-tune on and let the fucking cat inside of him moans, and that's the way I see it.
Yeah, it got too much, but like if somebody could master it, then it's all good. You know, that was T-Pain's sound, and people respected him for it because that was him, and that he kept it to him. He kept it to himself. But when everybody started doing it, then it became like, oh, f this auto tune. Now we're tired of it. You know.
Right.
But
And
yeah,
you know what? And the funny part, man, I don't know. I want to dedicate this to all the listeners in America that's bumping that interview. I'm sorry to say, but when it comes to the singing rap, you know, which is the trap music auto-tune, the Arabs are the best one to do it in the whole planet.
okay, interesting.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so
Uh, I'm very pro-US. Actually, I'm pro-US when it comes to everything. You know,
hmm
I'm the bridge between US and Arab world when it comes to music, because I'm the only one in Arab hip hop that got this, you know, you know, this background from US, you know, that's brought up in the Arabic version. So I'm pro-US, you know, flesh and spirit.
you're heavily
But
influenced.
when
I
it,
hear you.
but when it comes to the auto-tune trap singing, the best ones on the whole planet to ever do it are the Arabs, because one advantage they got is growing up on a Arabic pop music, and the singing in the Arab culture. When you gotta sing, you gotta make sure you do it well, or you get your fucking ass whooped. You know what I'm saying?
Get booed
Whether
off
you,
stage.
yeah, not
Yeah,
you get fucked up. There's
yeah.
no joke with that. You know what I'm saying? With all due respect to all the ATL, Memphis, Southern rappers, whatever, you gotta, you know, in Arab world, you gotta make sure you step your A game when it comes to singing. And I'm not saying it's perfectly done, but I can see the effort that's being put in a lot of Arabic trap songs to really hit that note and make that melody sound flamboyant. I can I can see the Arabic music background within the Arabic trap. I can see it. You
I
know what I'm
hear
saying?
you. I hear you.
Especially, yeah, and yeah.
Nice, nice. Are you producing this whole album yourself, or what's up with the production? How are you doing that? Are you getting other producers, or do you mainly produce your own music?
Um, in this album now, it's all my beats. It's gonna be my beats. No. I ain't taking no beats from other producers.
How
Uh,
did you? When did you start producing? Did that come later on after being an
no, no, no,
MC?
no. Same era.
Around the same time. Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
on the same time. I had this EJ program, this fucking EJ program, this motherfucking program where you construct it as Legos. You know what I'm saying? You got the Legos construction. You know,
Gotcha.
box.
Yeah.
So that was. I mean, it's funny. It's rookie, but it was the thing that had me that taught me how to deal, talking technically, how to deal with the construction principle, which is you got layers and you got boxes for every melody, and they gotta be, you know what I'm saying, aligning in order to give you the set. What you see, technically, that shit, it never enabled me to really produce freely because EJ is a rookie program,
Mm.
but it had me, but it taught me mathematically and technically how to deal with the construction, how a beat is being made. So right now, theoretically, I got everything on point. So I need to go and do my own boxes and not, you know, had the pre-constructed boxes and put them
Okay.
in to construct them. So after that, I switched to Fruity Loops and MPC,
Mm.
the 2000,
Okay. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I
Everybody
took it
knows the
from
Fruity
there.
Loops. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And then I started hanging out with a bunch of people. Shout out to Zoog, shout out to John Imad Nasser from Farid Al Atras. You know, Johnny
Shout
is
out,
the
of course. I love it,
Johnny
man.
actually, you know, I call myself Baba of hip hop. Johnny is the grandpa of hip hop. You
He's a
see,
dude. He's a man.
that's
He's a
the
dope ass
grandpa.
bass player. The bass.
This dude is
For the
I think this
production.
dude is
Yeah.
the blessed, not only as a human being, his existence is a blessed, not only for Arab hip hop, but for the whole hip hop. I bet you that this dude, I mean, he used to live in the United States,
Yeah. 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 No.
but I bet you that this dude might walk in a fucking Busta Rhymes, Nas studio, and people's gonna listen to him when he speaks.
And he's
Do
a
you
very
see
humble
how
dude. He's also a very humble dude.
so
Yeah.
so so with that example being said, do you realize how much this dude got a man? He got the biggest experience we have ever met in life, me myself as a kid growing up, you know, with John Nusser, seeing him teaching us, you know, a lot of things, a lot of techniques, making us listen to a lot of music, hip hop, having the dopest hip hop conversations that we had in life. And plus this dude, he came from the funk and soul era and got introduced to hip hop when hip hop culture started rising. It wasn't like us. You know, I'm not gonna say, oh man, I used to listen to funk records and then I got into hip hop. Nah, that's bullshit. I listened to hip hop records and I discovered what the sampling principle was, and then I started digging into samples and learning what is funk and soul. It was the other way around. Yes. But John Nusser, he had the original circuit of evolution. He was already in funk soul era, thought of music, you know, the Arabic music, traditional one. And then when hip hop came, you know, he had the evolution in a natural way. And man, yeah, that's John Nusser. So I learned from all these dudes, hanging with all these dudes, how to deal with softwares. I improved my A game when it comes to playing, you know what I'm saying? Search for melodies, the keys. Even though it's street knowledge, it's not academic, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit in a conservatoire in a Philharmony with these fucking big ass papers, charts, and read the notes. I'm not going to do that. But I bet you that you can bring me all of these big ass 10 years experience musician, violinist, whatever the fuck they are, from whatever fucking school they are, and I can beat their asses up with my musical ear. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and I always made sure that I appreciate and love the entirety of hip hop culture, not only boom bap, not only G-funk, like fucking with everything. People are surprised to see how I could be a 90s dude and suddenly get on a crunk beat and suddenly get on a drill beat and suddenly get on a new jack beat. I don't know.
That is what I like, that you're open to the different sounds, whether it's the South, whether it's, you know, obviously East Coast dominated for a while, the South took over, you know, the West Coast has its own sound, and you kind of respect all of it because all of it is hip hop, you know. It's like there's no reason to divide, you know, it's all hip hop, you know. You may like one sound more than the other, but you shouldn't dismiss the other one either and be like, no, that's not real hip hop or whatever, you know. So so before we close out the interview, are we able to, is Hamorabi gonna bless us with a verse, with a with a beat or something? You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, Baba's coming out soon this year. Baba Hamorabi.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna bless y'all with an English verse that I wrote like 2 days ago.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
Gotta look for the beat. You know what? Fuck looking for the beat. I'm gonna put any beat.
Let's do it. Keeping the freestyle drive tradition, you know?
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt.
Got my man Hamorabi, MC from Lebanon, based in France at the moment. Producer, MC, got a new album coming out this year. Baba, be on the lookout for that. You gonna play one of your beats that you produce?
Yeah, I'm gonna play one of my beats. Can we hear the beat?
I hear it.
Yeah. And it goes like this. Yeah. Smile. A-Rap, father making money, it's a Baghdad. I write, legalize it on your walls, that's a hashtag. I'm about to leave your face all smashed. Do not release Corona when I feed you baseball bats, baby. My mind is clear because I stopped the weed. Call me Sub-Zero, I make demons stop and freeze. Angel bars, but this is danger bars. I ain't trying to change your smile, but I'ma change your scars. You wanna wild and scream, resort to anger, fine. I got the Botox bullet so I can change your mind. Positive, like every day is my major prime. I keep bumping this pussy like it's my favorite rhyme. A-Rap mentality, I got the violent tone. I keep spitting on your face like use a microphone. Fuck the fans, I don't care if they feeling me. I'm sitting with my honey while we listen to Killer Bees.
Woo! Yeah. Killer Bees, no doubt. Dope, man.
There was a wordplay. I'm sitting with my honey while we listen to Killer
Killer
Bees.
bees. I got. There's multiple layers to your raps. You know what I'm saying? Especially your Arabic raps. There's so much, so much connections and wordplay and metaphors that like you got to listen to it a couple times. But like you catch new things every time you listen to your rhymes. So are you gonna be rapping in English, French, and Arabic in the new album, or?
Well, nah, it's gonna be in Arabic mainly, but since you brought that up, there's a pretty interesting joint I'm working on, and I think you told me about that too. I gotta do a song where I got English, Arabic, French. Gotta be a demonstration song. I don't have to put it as a commercial song and take care of the whole body of work. Just like straight up demonstration,
I mean,
on a dope ass beat.
I mean, I think you got one recent song out. I'm not sure if it's with the Jordanian MC where you kind of spit. Is a jihad where like you spit with half English, half Arabic, half English, half Arabic. There's like a lyric video out there on YouTube. It's not French. There's no French in it, but you've done the English,
Oh,
Arabic.
Yeah, with Vortex. Yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt. Yeah, the Vortex song. It was half English, half Arabic.
That's dope.
We mixed it up. It was a big ass West Coast tune, man. I'm very proud of this song, man. I'm very glad. And shout out to Vortex for blazing it down. I mean, Vortex is one of the illest MC that I look up to in the scene in the whole region. And yeah, all the support.
No, but that was dope because I saw that in the videos. Like this dude spitting like 4 bars in Arabic, then 4 bars in English, then 4 bars in Arabic, 4 bars and it sounds dope. It doesn't sound like it doesn't fit, you know? You make
I mean, it's due to the cultural aspect of nowadays that we got in the Arab region is that any English words or using of English language Anglicism that's being used in a Arab song is not perceived as foreign because nowadays Anglicism is part of the Arabic slang. You know what I'm saying? So as you said, the mix is like kind of natural. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we are like mixing something forcefully doing it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, some people make fun of Lebanese sometimes for that reason because we'll speak, in a sentence and it'll have 3 languages in it. You know,
I mean that was back then. That was back then.
That was more accepted.
Yeah, that was back then. But right now, man, believe it or not, the sad truth is that other Arab countries they are more into mixing languages than us. True. I'm not saying they're more polyglot, but when it comes to the street slang, they might use a lot of foreign words more than we do. But back then, we was the only one to do it. So it used to sound weird, but it doesn't sound weird anymore. Yeah.
People took it as like, oh, we're not mastering the Arabic or something. But we're just versatile, with several languages where we could do that, Or sometimes there's no Arabic version of this English word, so we'll just put it in there and make it work, And plus, Lebanon obviously has all these influences from, colonization or what have you, and just, and us traveling a lot, for example, and going to other countries and all that.
The diaspora.
The diaspora. Yeah, man. So, where can people check you out? Where's the best? People want to hit you up for a beat, a Hamorabi beat, for a verse. What's the best way for people to hit you up?
They can hit me on a Facebook fan page. They write Hamorabi. They get that fan page, and they can hit me on Instagram as well. I'm always active right there. Hamorabi, that King Instagram. Make sure you tap in. You get in contact with me. You show love, show support, and yeah, man. I want to thank you so much for this interview. I love it, man.
Thank you, my brother. No, it's my pleasure. It's my honor. You know what I'm saying? And I'm happy to have you on. And we got to adapt to the new age with this pandemic. Where like I can't have everybody in the car with me, so I gotta, make it work because there's so many dope artists like yourself that I want to interview and be in tune with. And thankfully we have the technology to do it. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but hey, we got a dope interview today. We talked about a lot of things, the history in Lebanon, political stuff, your career, super dope. You blessed me with a verse. Thank you for that, my brother.
No doubt, man.
Anything you want to say before we close it out?
First of all, I want to give you a big shout out. Tell all the people, make sure you check Lebanese Ether. Tap in the Lebanese Ether page, man. One of the biggest activists in the world. One of the biggest hip hop activists that you could ever get in contact with.
Thank you.
Check out, and especially I want to tell the people to make sure they check out the Freestyle Drive. you know, because that's a concept itself. You know, that's a new concept, very simplistic but very dope. You know what I'm saying, and practical for the people to watch. And I want to thank you again for having me in this interview, man. Big shout out to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it, my brother. Too kind. You can bigging me up too much, but I appreciate it. I'll take it from you. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. I love praising and bigging up, man, especially for the people that deserve it. You know, that for me, that's hip hop. You know, showing love and respect, and the people they lacking that nowadays. You know, they got too much ego. But when it comes to the people I dislike, I'm gonna be very hostile. You know what I'm saying? Hostile. So
nobody wants to be on that end, you know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to be dissed by Hamorabi, you know what I'm saying? My man, legendary Lebanese MC, Hamorabi, my brother, I love you, my man. Peace, yo.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Peace.